Welcome, my friends. Welcome. I am Omar Krieg. Olaf Krieg is not going to be here tonight. Our normal host for the Triple Press is doing something related to his bar that he runs. I don't know. I am Omar Krieg. I am joined tonight by special guest star Grimdark James, who will be taking the Sian Spirits and leading them in a bold charge of defiance and possibly mangled metal death in order to defeat me and my Marik Industrialists. James, you're new to my community, but you're not new to the internet. But please, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you plan on destroying me.
Thank you. Instead I'm Grimdark James. That comes from the fact that for about 6 years I ran a podcast called the Grimdark Podcast that was specifically built around 40k role-playing. Still available on iTunes, but we haven't updated it in many years right now. But it was mainly to cover the FFG role-play line. I'm also a Catalyst Game Labs demo agent, one of two in Australia. And I've been playing Battletech since the second edition of MechWarrior came out in the mid-90s. Was when I first... a little bit before, actually. My brother-in-law sort of brought me into that a bit earlier on. But yeah, hardcore since then, which is pretty much the start of the clan invasion. I run a few events here and there. I try to get to Origins Game Fair in Columbus, Ohio. I try to get to Gen Con each year if I can to be involved in the Battletech Grinder. And I actually I've had a short-lived series on my YouTube channel as well of using Megamech to run a mercenary campaign. But most of my Battletech stuff has been on AP Gaming Reel's channel, where I played in both his A Time of Total Warfare and now Blades of Honor RPG, Battletech RPGs.
I feel like you were also in Oath of Endosteel, at least. I could be wrong.
An episode of Oath of Endosteel, yeah. So Rad and I played the Op4 in a battle with the PCs.
Gotcha. Yeah, I thought you had been in there a lot. You know, it's funny. You bring up basically that you started playing BattleTech and or MechWarrior around the mid '90s, and that is ironically the same time that I started with my BattleTech experience. And I do remember, I think the oldest publication I picked up at some point in time, it would have been, I remember the field manuals. I had two of them. I had the Mariks, or the Free Worlds League, which is probably why I'm still such a fan of the Free Worlds League. And I want to say it was the Draconis Combine that I had. And I remember, that was a really weird time because like Clan Tech was coming out, and I remember at the time thinking to myself like, okay, this is really cool. And then, hold up, Clan Tech, what is so special about this Clan Tech? Like, I don't understand the clans, I don't understand this, I don't understand that. It was very, very, very new this would have been like 96, possibly 97, and also shortly after I joined the Army, so, but...
I have to look it up. 1991 is when I first got Way of the Clans, the book by Robert Thurston.
Okay.
And that was my first sort of major exposure to the lore.
Yeah, I remember seeing various BattleTech products, probably like the box set, a Game of Armored Combat or what have you. I remember seeing a lot of that in the one hobby store I used to go to a lot, and it was kind of like, all right, well, whatever. But it's like a tabletop tabletop war game, and I was looking more for like D&D stuff at the time. But I ended up getting into it and playing in the barracks quite a bit with a friend of mine for like one summer-ish, playing a bunch of battles that after a while we probably ended up with something like a 50-50 win-loss ratio between the two of us. But anyway,
an interesting fact, because you know Warhammer, you know Warhammer quite well, actually. I assume Warhammer 40k at least.
I know a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you know, but so Games Workshop were originally just an import company. They used to import Dungeons and Dragons and some board games from Europe, and they also imported BattleTech into the UK. And it was actually the success of BattleTech that led them to say, hey, maybe we should start a miniatures war game as well. So Warhammer was actually originally designed to emulate BattleTech.
No shit. That's actually some really cool trivia knowledge to hold on to. Put that in my back pocket and save it for later. That's actually pretty cool. Because I know D&D originally evolved off of tabletop wargaming, but wanting to do like the individual stories of the individual characters or heroes, and that's where D&D came up, more or less.
Yeah, so you had Chainmail. Chainmail came before D&D, which is pretty much how to create rules for characters in case you wanted to know a bit more about the leaders of your armies in their fantasy war games. Yeah, and then that led to the TSR magazine and the publication of D&D.
Yep. But I think that was quite a bit before my time. I think that was like early to mid 70s, perhaps. I don't know the timeline exactly. Excuse me. Yeah. So we've been on a bit of a road getting to where we are now. I've got Grimdark James here to play as my opposition for a couple of reasons, and the biggest one was I didn't feel like playing against a bot, no matter which team I would have ended up on, because technically, previously, if there was a bot match, I would be playing the home team, which would have been, ironically enough, the Sian Spirits, playing against my Marik Industrialists, which is the team that I've kind of more or less ran, not quite as a full player character myself for this season. And then the idea was to have actually one of the other players fill in, and then I was brief conversation with Fohammer, the player for the Davian Golden Suns. He's like, well, why don't you get Grimdark James or even Radasaurus? He mentioned Radasaurus. I was like, I don't think Rad does Mega Mech a whole lot, but I could be wrong. So I reached out to Grimdark James, who of course has been besting me left and right in Blood Bowl. And I figured maybe if I bring him over here, he can best me here as well. So we'll see how this match goes.
Or you get payback.
Or I can get payback. We'll see. I've been having fun either way. So I did notice, wow, something changed on the battle value from earlier. I don't know what it is.
You had the skills wrong. You had 4 and 4 on the character that was 3 and 4, and you had 2 and 2 on the character that was 2 and 1.
Did I forget to change that when I saved it? Maybe that's what it was. Because I remember when I changed it, because I did this earlier, and I had I built the MUL, and I think there was literally 2 points difference in the battle value. I was like, holy cow, that's unheard of. But I wonder what's different now. Hold on, let me double check these numbers real fast.
Well, it'd be the multiplier because of the skills. Because when you change the skills, that different multiplier. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just double checking, make sure that everything is correct. Yi is a 2-3, Ivory is a 3-4, and then Kosi is 3-3. Hardy is 3-3, and Zhao is 2-1. So, all right. Well, maybe I missed something earlier, and this is the right one. I don't know. Either way, you still got 300-ish battle value difference in your favor, and 5 tons of mech. So, of course, we have all discussed. All of us BattleTech heroes have discussed ad nauseum probably about how battle value comes close to being a good metric for what's balanced, but not always very good. I'm kind of rambling right now. Let's go ahead and get started. James, you are the home team, so you get to choose your starting point, and then I will choose the opposing edge or corner.
Okay. We don't have a view of the map yet, do we?
No, because it is a generated map, so even if you did get a pre-gen look, it may or may not be the same once we get started.
Okay, no worries. So I'm just going to take a... So is it just a net picking an edge?
Basically, yeah. Edge or corner.
All right. I'm going to start with the northeast edge.
It's going to so mess me up because I always like taking the south, and now I have to take the southwest. And so that's going to be slightly different. Okay. And then I'm assuming you're satisfied with the characters. If you're good to go, just click done. And off we go. I need to find my little tally sheet here. There's my pen. Okay. Of course, we have some double blind stuff going on in here. Did you get a chance to look at the settings, by the way? I sent those.
I had a quick look. I was looking at it as an XML file, and I didn't load it into MegaMech to have a look. So, because I actually just installed version 48 on its own. So.
Gotcha.
All right. So I am looking to.
We've got some interesting terrain options here.
Let's see. How do we get 3D terrain again? I'm going to change my view to 3D terrain.
View and then isometric.
That's it. This helps to get out here of the heights involved.
Yeah. Many a times I've not caught the fact that I was actually a level lower than somebody or higher and missed the opportunity for a kick to the face.
That's a rough one. Okay. So we're going to start with... All right, deploy.
All right. course, I have no idea where you are, so I don't know where to put this particular mech, and that's actually kind of important. So, let's just see what happens when I drop him here. Oh, look, I found your mechs. Well, the one. Oh, I gotta drop the other one. Let's see. You know what? I don't know if this is a good idea or not. Here we go. We're gonna do it.
What are the brown slash hexes? Like hex 10, 12, for example.
They are
planted fields.
Yeah, planted fields, but I don't believe it changes anything. I think it's otherwise treated as open terrain.
Okay, cool. Alright, so
Do be careful of the swampy bits, including the swampy bits with trees growing in them.
okay, yeah.
Ask me how I know. We actually had that happen 1 week. I forget which week it was, but one of the players ended up bogged down in a swamp, and then because he couldn't get out in time, at whatever the time limit was, ended up actually having his mech destroyed. Not utterly, thankfully, but having his mech destroyed because it was swallowed up by quicksand. And let me tell you, that can really put a damper on your day. To have a mech simply taken out by sands. Alright, looks like we got the Jenner moving first. Always great to have a light mech moving first. That's my favorite. Looks like otherwise initiative spread is okay. Let's see. Let's go up here. 10 round time limit. And you will notice here, if you haven't already, I don't know if it does it during deployment, but there is a 2-minute timer for each move or fire phase per piece.
That's up there, yep. Okay, cool.
Initially, we had done that because we were doing, potentially basically 4 matches a night or each week or whatever, trying to speed things up a little bit. But I do also like the fact that it adds a little bit of pressure to the player in like making you take your time, or not take your time, but making you think about what you want to do and get to it quickly.
How does Foamer go with the time pressure?
Honestly, the only person that's had a problem with it was the Dragonborn player, and only because occasionally he'll get distracted with, for instance, wanting to take a look at the log or something like that to see what had happened previously. But generally, the time limit really hasn't been that much of a problem. Well, he's not there. Oof. James is already up to James' standard level of shenanigans and preventing good shots on him. I appreciate that. Oof. Oof. Alright, looks like that first round of fire is going to be not even pot shots. It's just going to be nothing from the looks of it.
Have not even got indirect on your
I'm gonna have to take a look at that at some point because there's been a couple of times I've tried to do indirect and it still won't let me do it, and I don't know if it's because I don't understand how Megamech.
I think the issue is that my spotting unit's looking through too many layers of trees.
That's entirely possible.
Yeah. So.
Because I knew it was either the way I was attempting to do it, or it was a matter of me not fully understanding what check marks need to be put in the settings. Oh my god, I hate when it gets up to 90 and shit here, because my apartment just doesn't cool off until like 11 o'clock at night. Nothing hits, as we expected. Although, some of those could have been hits. I mean, 9s and 10s. Or as AP once upon a time says, we don't simp for 9s, so... Oh, look at that. And here comes the initiative hammer in the form of all my shit moves before you do. It's glorious. Alright. I really don't like this guy being... So I did do a test battle earlier today. I won on the 10th round, but only through points did I win. The Megamet scored it as a draw because I couldn't finish killing or be killed, as the case may be, in the time allotted. I think I defeated your Firestarter and the Archer, and it was those points that allowed me to win because you had taken out, not you, the bot, had taken out, I want to say it was the Thunderbolt that it killed.
Yeah.
That's right, little Firestarter. Come into my trap. It's not really a trap. It's just what I did. That's not good. That is not good at all, because I think you've got... Oh, I think my Jenner might die here. And not much in the returning of fire sort of way. Oh, let's see what kind of damages we got. Let me pick up my pen first. Alright, Jenner slaps the Firestarter with 3 out of 4 lasers. That's going to put the Firestarter on light damage. The Jenner takes...
Reroll that hit.
Yeah, yep. Takes 2 of them, in fact. So there goes, I think that's, who's in the Jenner? I think that's Zhao. I think that's about all of her, edge. I think she's... Oh, no, she's the one with 3 edge, so she's got a little bit left in her. Alright, we got the lights throwing lasers at each other. We got the Marauder making some across-the-map shots. Heat is manageable for everybody involved, and looks like I get the better share of the initiative this time, but not quite all of it. What are the odds we go 10 rounds with no conclusive victor? That, to me, would be kind of funny. Alright.
This goes on. You put this on YouTube afterwards, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a friend that will want to see how this goes.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm wanting to see how this goes. Excuse me. I don't really like that move, but I don't have a lot of good options, so...
Really wanted the Orion, but the Orion's got light cover.
Both mechs are, the Thunderbolt and the Orion I have found, they are pretty dangerous to be going up against.
The main thing with the Orion is that it's made of ammo bins.
Yes, that it is.
And you've gone for the version with less armor for the extra SRM4. so it is it's prone to
I
popping itself
think,
off.
yeah, I'm trying to remember how the Mariks ended up with this particular Orion. Personally, I like the 0-1K. I think I ended up with this. This might very well be one of the mechs that the team started with at founding. But I know the Orion is a pretty good mech, with the one glaring drawback, of course, is that if you sneeze on it at the right angle, it blows up spectacularly. Alright, let's see what we got. Archer is taking damage. Archer's re-rolling another head hit. Holy crap. Head hits for everybody tonight. Let's see. Thunderbolt takes a hit too.
Yeah, Thunderbolt to test for damage.
Yeah, Thunderbolt does have to make a seatbelt check. Thunderbolt is good. Okay. 6 heat on that Archer. You're probably not that worried about it, though. You've probably got some sort of heat management plan in place.
The thing with the Archer is like, I've got enough ammo that I could fire both LRM-20s every round for the whole 10 rounds and still have 2 rounds left over.
Yeah.
So it almost feels like any round I don't fire an LRM-20, I'm
You're wasting. Yeah. And the bot at one point got it up to, I think, 16 heat when I ran to see what this fight might look like earlier. And I was like, holy shit. But I mean, in my experience, the bot loves to go and play the odds on building heat, like, ridiculously. I thought I was pretty, there's a word, waiting for it. I don't like to run very hot.
Yeah. You become bogged in sand, remember.
I'm sorry, what?
You become bogged in sand hexes.
I don't believe so. I don't recall ever encountering that. It may give a +1 to movement because it's sand, but I don't. I am totally speculating, so. Let's see.
That's me now. Okay. Should we do this?
It's really going to take a bit of effort to root those mechs out of that little firing hole you got for yourself.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do one more round of the double LRMs. It's going to get spicy heat, but
yeah. All right, let's see what we got here. Archer is taking some hits. I've already got him marked for that. Archer's taking some more hits. Nothing special. And let's see. Marauder firing a Thunderbolt. Nothing new. Archer takes more hits. Archer and Thunderbolt. Wow, that Marauder looks like it was the Marauder the only mech you had that fired?
I know the Archer fired too. The Archer fired. missiles into the one missile being hit, one missile being missed.
Oh, got it. Okay, yeah, I see that. Yeah. Forced another PSR on that Thunderbolt, though. Yeah, it's starting to get a little spicy in that Archer right now. He's probably wishing he had a better AC system. Golly. I just want one round where I have all the initiative. Just one. It's not fair. You had one already. Why can't I have one? I'm joking, of course. I don't know. I've done this sort of move with the Jenner before, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. I see you've moved the Archer to a different position. I just noticed that. I thought I had put my Jenner in front of the Marauder, not realizing until just now that it was actually the Archer that moved. It's very sneaky. Not really. It's me not paying attention. What am I doing here? Interesting. Alright. Oh, we got internal on the Jenner. And it wasn't really hard to do that with the Jenner. Jenner's at moderate. Orion hits 9 out of 15 missiles. Jenner hits 3 out of 4 lasers. Thunderbolt firing at the Marauder. Marauder is taking damage now, so it's at light damage. And then some... Wow. Just used up your Marauder pilot's edge.
Was that from the
Thunderbolt?
See, yeah, see, three armor hits.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do have
You stick in the head.
Oh, I didn't even notice the. Oh, it hits the left torso though. That's okay. I did that same Jenner Rush move. Oh, look at that. I got all the initiative this time. I did that same Jenner Rush move during the last team standing match. He managed to get in behind a fairly well busted up Warhammer, I think, and took him right out of the fight, and then had to quickly hide on the very next turn because it was super hot and super exposed. Interesting. Interesting.
According to my chat, if you get that fire starter has rear weapons.
Son of a bitch, I did forget. God damn it. And I knew I shouldn't have done that in the first place, just because my Jenner needs a cooldown round. But I figured I'd take a chance.
Maybe I set my rear flame at heat.
I mean, it'll be funny either way. So heat or damage, do your worst, James. Capitalize on your opponent's foolish mistakes. Let's see. Yeah, I can run that. All right, let's see what that fire starter's got. I actually don't mind that particular fire starter. It has a decent amount of combat capability, despite being mostly fire starters, or flamers rather. Alright, let's see what we got. Firestarter takes a couple of shots, left torso and center torso rear.
One's down no armor but nothing internal.
Yeah. Thunderbolt, on the other hand, is taking internal damage, so now that's 2 of my mechs at moderate damage. Let's see. Thunderbolt misses everything. Orion hits. Thunderbolt is taking internal damages, and once again needs to see if he can stand up, but he's good. And let's see. Kicked him. He's got 1 point of armor on that left leg. Round 7. Heat is getting under control, and you have the majority of the initiative, sir. So this is where things turn against me. And by round 10, you'll have like 2 of my mechs dead.
I thought when you got a whole bunch of jumping mechs, you end up in a conga line where someone jumps somewhere. What else jumps behind them? What else jumps behind them?
Yep. That's always a. Every time I see it, even as I'm doing it, I'm like, this makes no tactical sense whatsoever, and yet here I am doing the same dumb shit. Oh look, a free rear shot. Oh look, a free rear shot. Oh man. I'm really curious to see what you're going to do with that fire starter. I am of 2... Ah, you went that way. Son of a bitch. Something told me well, it wouldn't matter because you jumped. I think the Jenner can flip arms. I hope I have that setting turned on.
It does, yeah. Yeah, can flip arms.
Of course, I have a +6 to hit once I flip set arms. And my heat is already maxed out. Let's see.
There we go, super spicy with this archer who's already on low health.
Sometimes you just got to run that heat. I know it's not a heat meter, but you got to run it all the way up just to try to survive one more round. Was that the voice? Oh God, now I can't think of that woman's name. What was Pierre Cowles' mother's? Angelina Cowles?
Yeah, no, that's a friend of mine. That was my wife, but yeah, she's not
Oh.
she's not voiced any major characters.
That was. I remember when I watched that series, I was like, oh, that's really cool. You got his wife to do some of the voice acting for that. That was really cool. Let's see. We got one hit on the fire starter. The Archer is not taking as much damage as I would like, and my Thunderbolt just lost an LRM. Let's see. That actually.
We're at brawling range, so it probably doesn't matter that much anymore.
Yeah. Let's see. Jenner gets hit with some missiles and is on internal damage. I've already got him marked as moderate. Thunderbolt hitting the Marauder a couple of times, but nothing really good. And the Thunderbolt eats a PPC on the left leg. Damage-wise, I think we're straight. He's still standing. Moving into, I believe, the 8th round once we finish the slap phase. And I don't think I get a physical attack in return. Pretty sure I don't. No, it wouldn't. No, I don't have one.
So I got it going trial aggro. There we go, missed a kick.
Oh.
Or I had an option of 2 punches ending in 11s.
Yeah. I'll look. Oh no, that's heat. Never mind. That's not the first time I've made that mistake. Oh, I did get an initiative though.
Yeah, look at that. That's nice.
Yeah. Now I just can't out jump your fire starter, so I can try to cool my Jenner off. I got too close to you. Oh, what round was this? I meant to pay attention to that. This is now round 8, by the way. We might very well end up with a draw. Oh, man. What do we do with a draw for the finals?
Here. The jump on a Jenner is 5, isn't it?
Yeah, and you got that 696 on the fire starter. I literally cannot jump away far enough. I can run if I've got enough terrain, or decent terrain, but that's about the only way to get away. Sorry. Let's see. I don't know if that's really super helpful for me to do that, but... Yep, we're definitely in brawly range now. Alright. Archer taking internal. Moderate. Archer eats. No, I'm sorry. I read that backwards. The Archer shoots the Thunderbolt. Archer takes more internal. Marauder. No, shoots at the Thunderbolt. Jesus. I promise I know how to read. Thunderbolt is already marked up. Some PSRs. Everybody's good.
Get some kicks to do now.
Yeah. I'm really, we'll see. This is where we see what kind of, yep. I was going to say Blood Bowl luck was about to bleed over here. I get, like, not the head twice. Reminiscent of that 3+ I needed 3 different times. Or was it 2? I don't remember. Either way, the pilot is fine. The mech is still in the fight. Heat is mostly manageable across the board, and James moves the archer last. And meanwhile, that Marauder's just sitting up there. I'm the king of the hill. I'm the king of the hill. Blasting away at anything coming too close. Round 9. James has about a 2.5% battle value lead over me right now.
Is that percentage lost or overall?
I am sitting at 77% remaining. And
Okay, so
of
original. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Goodness. I don't want to close on that Marauder because now I don't want to give you a chance to kick me in the face. Yeah. Here's what I can do though. Just that.
Is it just me, or does it show like little fires on the Thunderbolt?
It will. As the mech model gets more and more damaged, it will. What's the word I'm looking for? It'll visually appear to be elevation 2. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, that's elevation 0 right there, isn't it? Or -1. No, we don't want to go there. That is, as they say, no bueno.
And here's me wishing I took the Northwest at this point.
I mean, you really weren't in a bad position, and I really had to fight the whole match to get to where I am now. So nothing like advancing under fire. Hold on, I want to do this a little bit differently. Oof. Okay. Oh. Oh, there goes the archer.
Damage.
Yeah. Let's see. That goes to the Orion pilot.
Thunderbolt destroyed.
I had a feeling that was going to happen. Let me mark up my notes here. Let's see. Archer is defeated by the Orion pilot. And then Marauder? Nope. Wait. Hold on.
It's the Archer that hit an ammo explosion on the Thunderbolt.
Oh, nice. And the Thunderbolt would have been crippled because of that gyro and engine hit, regardless of anything else. Okay. Archer's gone. And the Archer does indeed kill. TDR5S. The Jenner scores some internal damages on the Marauder. But it may not be enough to make much of a difference here. Marauder is still standing. Ooh, that Orion is toasty.
I took a massive hit in battle value, though.
Yeah, both. I dropped almost 20%, but you dropped like 35-ish.
Is it still counting some of your battle value of your destroyed mech? Just because it wasn't actually destroyed, it was just immobilized. Oh no, it's got to. Okay, I don't know. Well, this is applying battle value to the
to the
mech warrior.
Yeah. Excuse me. Weird. It's saying I can't move my Orion 1 hex to the north. Like it's not even showing up as. Oh, it's because my heat is so freaking high. That's why.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, what? This does not make sense.
All right.
Then I notice it's because I don't have enough movement points because I am super toasty. And this is the final round, by the way, so one of us needs a kill in order to get a win. Otherwise, it's going to be a draw. Oh, man. And, of course, I knew you were going to bring that fire starter over. That's why I wanted to go to that hex to the north, but I just didn't have enough movement points. Let's see. Goodness. Damn, this is one of those times where having an individual initiative works against you, because I would love to pepper your Marauder with lasers from the Jenner and then hit with the SRMs on the Orion. All right, let's see what happens here. Oh, the Jenner takes a head hit and re-rolls it. And I think that's all of Zhao's edge. The Orion takes some hits in the rear. The Marauder loses a... Nope, Marauder loses a leg. That cripples that mech. What killed his leg? Oh, the SRM-4s. Well, the AC-10 did the bulk of that damage, and the SRM-4s just ate at what's left.
All right, so I probably should have fired all my flamers into the back of the Orion. I should have fired them all on heat mode.
That would have been funny as hell to just watch it just cook itself off.
If you're already toasty from...
Yeah, I think my heat was, 3 points of heat from the firing phase, and I was capped. No, I think I was already capped to begin with. Marauder is now... hold on. Did I just cripple the wrong mech on my paper? I did. Because the Archer is out. It's the Marauder that's crippled. And pilot is fine. Kosi wakes up, whatever. And that is the official end of the match. I don't know how to call that one. I never accounted for, like, when you need a no-shit winner. When I wrote up the rules.
I mean, look, it's a substantial difference in the battle value there. Like
yeah.
57 versus 32.
Yeah. I think...
Especially because you started with a lot more. I started with a lot more too, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think...
it was a huge change when the Archer...
Yeah, and even with the Archer and the Thunderbolt both going up on the same round, you definitely took a big hit. Big hit. Yeah. But James... That was a wonderful match, my friend. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, my plan was to single target the Orion as much as possible, because the Orion's got weaker armor. The Thunderbolt's got a lot of armor to get through. And the Orion's has weaker armor, and it's got more spicy critical things to hit, but I didn't get any good shots on the Orion. I'd taken some armor off the Thunderbolt, so it behooved me then to stay with my shooting on the Thunderbolt. Probably in the round that I destroyed the Thunderbolt. I should have put some of those shots onto the Orion as well. But otherwise, yeah, no, it went. You know, you're able to close to brawling, which is what you needed to do, because otherwise I was gonna you had 30 LRMs. I had 40 LRMs plus a PPC.
Then a large laser.
I think at long range you're at a disadvantage. It really came down to how little you could take getting to close range.
Yeah,
so,
I definitely had to do some somewhat thoughtful maneuvering. Fortunately, the terrain worked in my favor for that. I was able to use trees and partial cover throughout. But yeah, even with that, I still took quite a few good hits that, in the end, could have gone. One or two extra hits going in your favor would have changed the outcome of this match significantly, I think. Give me just a half second. My son wants my attention for a second.
All right.
Yeah, the Marauder and the Archer, with their heavy long-range firepower capability, I definitely didn't look at it like, oh my god, I gotta wither all this fire just to get into brawling range. I need to get into brawling range, otherwise I'm not gonna survive. I wanted to close the gap and get in there and hit hard because I only had, between the two heavies, I had the AC-10, a large laser, and two 15s. That was my only long-range option, but I knew if I got close, the brawly weapons, the lasers and the machine guns and the SRMs would hopefully start punching through holes and critting on stuff. That was really what I wanted to do, was get those good juicy crits, because I know with both those mechs there's ammo involved, and as we all know in 30-25 era, an ammo hit will wipe out a mech easily.
Yeah, and that's usually the problem with the Orion. But managed to avoid getting through the armor there on that one. But look, I was prevaricating between either an imp, taking an imp, and then the hunchback and the fire starter. And once again, imp being a long range artillery mech, or a longbow 7Q.
Those are nasty. Those are fucking nasty.
Yeah, for big, especially once you start doing like pilot skills like range master or the like.
Yeah.
And then I looked at doing, rather than having the archer, having a trebuchet, so going down to a medium missile boat with only 30 missiles rather than 40 missiles, and then that let me bring in the marauder plus the hunchback and not have to have the fire starter. And then I looked at keeping the grasshopper and the marauder and going with a panther, so going full on long range. That'll give you 2 PPCs, 2 large lasers.
And a shit ton of medium lasers.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, plus the LRM5 and that. So
yeah, that would have been.
I'm
Go ahead.
Happy with what I went with. Yeah.
No, I definitely had moments of concern. I'm kind of surprised. I think around round 8. I think about the time I got into kicking distance on the archer, I had the feeling that I was going to lose. Probably the Thunderbolt, because he'd already taken so much shots. There's so many shots, and I had a feeling around 7 or 8 that what was about to happen was that we were both about to lose a heavy mech, and then it was the next round when it happened. So I wasn't that far off.
End of round 8, I had a 5% lead on you. End of round 9, you had I dropped to a 3% lead. Then round 10, I dropped down to a 15% deficit.
Yeah.
So.
And now we end with a. Was that roughly 24-25% gap there?
Yeah, so I started the round. I was at a 15% deficit.
Yeah.
15%, so.
I think the judges will come out and they will rule this in favor of the Marik Industrialists, but there will be plenty of both the Spirits fan base and the Spirits coaching team very upset that this loss was, this win and the championship was awarded. The Spirits had a bit of a rocky start in the beginning of the season. They went 0-3 to the midseason break and still managed to pull off, I think, 3-1 in the second half of the season before going into the finals and throwing out a massive upset against in fact, they had played Fohammer's team, Davian Golden Suns, and that was. I'll tell you what, Fohammer and I have gone, I think, almost 1-for-1 in Mega Mech matches together. So I don't know. Maybe I need to have you and him fight each other just to see who the better one is. That'll be funny. Well, James, I really do appreciate you coming out and filling in for me. This definitely made the match more entertaining in my end. Hopefully for the viewers, you enjoyed this far more than you would have enjoyed the more than likely raffle stomp that would have happened if I played the bot. James, great match, my friend. Great match. In fact, I want to challenge you to not necessarily a rematch, but like, I want to see what other kind of crazy stuff we can come up with in the future.
Yeah, no. Let me know how your league develops and everything as well. So I'd certainly be interested in being involved in it too. So
awesome. All right, my friends. James, anything you want to say before we close it up?
No, just thank you again to you and Craig, and I guess thank you to your audience too for having me for this one-off.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming. All right, my friends, we are going to get out. It's a little bit faster than normal, but it was only one match, and it was a hell of a match. That only on a technicality did the Mariks win. Honestly, I was expecting James to kick my ass by about round 7. But, sometimes it doesn't work that way, and... Well, I'm sure at some point he'll just beat me even more in our next Blood Bowl match, whatever that would be. But anyway, we're going to get out of here. Join me again. I almost said tomorrow night, but today is actually Saturday, not Sunday. But join me on Monday when we return to Solasta. And, of course, on Tuesday hopefully we'll finish the Battle of Lindsay in the year 490 AD. And then we can start trudging our way through the 17 other things that are in the campaign script for that year. And, of course, Wednesday, season finale for Second Star. No spoilers, but some big events have happened, and there's one big surprise left. One more big thing I'm going to throw at the crew before we wrap the season. In the meantime, if I keep rambling, or if I keep talking, it's just going to be rambling. So I'm going to get up out of here, and I'm going to shut this down. Thank you, my friends, for stopping by and hanging out, even if it was just for a short time. We'll catch you on the flip side. Make sure you stay safe out there. This world is a really weird place, so be safe. We're out.